My name is Rick Donaldson, aka Rockin Rick. I'm a professional drummer and music teacher. I play drums for the Toronto Blue Jays. I also have my own group, Rick Donaldson and the Jazz Cats, and I also play drums for two-time Juno Award winner Jack the Kaiser Band. I'm the first Donaldson. Well, the name came from a buddy of mine that works at the Rogers Center, still there, named Andy. And years ago, he used to say, Rockin Rick, you out there rockin', you out there rockin'. And the name kind of stuck with me, so I started using it about 2 years ago. Well, it all started back when a buddy of mine, the late great Dougie Richardson, a saxophone player, very well known throughout Canada and Toronto. Him and I went down there to perform, and the first day we went down there, the security guard said, hey, you're on our property. You have to get off our property. And we were really, the crowd was upset because we were really playing some great music with a lot of vibe and baseball atmosphere, like Take Me Out to the Ballpark, Sweet Georgia Brown, things like that. So we had to pack up and go, but we wasn't finished. We knew there was a possibility there. So we went back the next day, and fortunate for us, a gentleman named George Holmes, who was the operations manager there, and he asked us, he said, how much would you guys charge to have this every game? And we gave him a price, and the rest is history. I work for the marketing department for the Toronto Blue Jays, so they give me everything. Like, I've been there since 1989, so the uniform is not a big deal to me anymore. At first it was, because that was something that I always wanted when I was a kid, to be on a team and wear a uniform. And I had to wait till I was an adult to be with the Blue Jays to actually wear a uniform, and it was a real uniform, so I was really grateful for that.
All right. I told my daughter, I said, I remember you from 30 years ago. She said, how old is that guy?
Older than 30.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, always fun to see you.
I've made quite a few friends, like third generations. Actually, I've actually know quite a few third generation families, you know, father, son, and then son, you know. It's really cool when that happens. Yeah, I bought my first drum set. It was $110. I saved my money up. I couldn't bring it home, so I had to get someone to buy it for me, and it was one of our neighbors. And I remember, never forget when he brought it upstairs, and my mother said, boy, what's that you got in that box? And I said, it's a drum set, Mama. She said, boy, you taking that drum set back here. You know we ain't got no food in this house. What's wrong with you? And that was the first time I talked back to my mother, because before I ran in the bathroom, I said, if these drums going, I'm going too. And I went in the bathroom and started crying and stuff like that, but she didn't make me take them back. And next thing you know, I took the drums. The drums ended up going to a church. So where I initially started playing the drum set in anyway. So one time, and it was in the afternoon game, and a man came over to me, and he had a camera on him. And he says, he was looking at me, he said, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Da-da-da-da-da. So I'm playing the drums. So he takes out some clippers that rosebud clippers, right? So he starts clipping them himself. And then I'm watching him now. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been so friendly, because sometimes you can be over-friendly. So playing and playing. So next thing you know, he starts coming up on me, charging up on me. I'm like, whoa, you gotta get back, gotta stay back. And so I got about a little audience around me that I'm entertaining, da-da-da, let's go, da-da. And this guy comes up again. So I stop and I release my audience. Thank you very much, you gotta go. So I said, hey, man, what's going on? I said, you can't do that, da-da-da. So the man started, he stood up. He was standing up. He started unbuckling his belt. As he was unbuckling his belt, I'm looking at him. I'm like, I know this man ain't getting ready to take out his place. This man, listen, and I'm not kidding you. By the time that man pulled down his pants, I was already in the Rogers at gate 5 looking at the police. I said, look at that man pull down his pants. Cause there was no way he was gonna have those pants down. When I was in front of him, I ran so fast. I swear to God to you, I ran so fast to that gate 5, and I was inside the building when that man had his pants down. I am not lying to you. And I was right there at the police. The police was right there. He said, what's wrong? I said, look at that man right there if we got his pants down. I was not gonna be anywhere near that, because people would have took pictures and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I'm like, no. I always like for people to be out around, you know, entertaining like that. You know, I think that adds a lot to the city, not just the Rogers Center. I think it adds a lot to the city. Here, people are not quite used to it yet. It's more of a hustle word, because they call it busking here. And I really don't like the word busking because it makes it sound like you're hustling and like this. But performing, hey, you're performing, you know, and if you like it, thank you. If you don't, thank you, you know, but busking is more of a hustling term for me. And so I like to say street performance. So here it's just a little bit more trying to, you know, it's becoming more acceptable. That's all. I started teaching probably about, in Canada, probably about 15 years ago at a community center. So I started there, and I ended up having a few students that, well, there was one student in particular who I started giving piano lessons, and I knew he was a drummer. I knew he was a drummer, and I kept telling his mom that he was a drummer. And I was giving free piano lessons, but she was giving me like $10, you know, just to being nice. And one time she came, and I had a drum set in there, and the piano, because I would play drums while I was teaching him piano, keeping a beat for him. So he started playing the drums, and one time she came there, and he was playing the drums. Well, she said, Rick, I'm not paying you for drum lessons. And I said, I know, but, I said, I know, Miss Strawher, I know, but, I said, Anthony, he's a drummer, he ended up going to Humber. He's one of the top 5 drummers here in the city now. Yeah, very, Anthony Strawher is his name. Very, very great drummer. Yeah, well, like far as like living music, like I live it now, and when I say live it, like all my income comes from either playing drums or teaching. Sometimes it can be hard, but you know, I've tried other things, and I've always end up coming back to this. So like I'm at the point now where I'm done with other things. Being a better musician, I always practice. I still practice because I don't know everything. My weakness is I practice on my weaknesses, you know. And I would definitely like to just constantly become a better entertainer. Do it the best I can going forward. When I walk out this door, I'm always trying to move forward. I mean, this is what I do, and this is what I'm gonna do, and I will do this till I die.
Let's go, Blue Jays!